It's Q101 Merritt's Music Mix. Corey joined on the phone from Nashville. Aaron Goodvin calling in. I talked to you last year before you coming to Rockin River Music Fest, and here we find ourselves again a year later. Aaron, what have you been up to in the last year?
Yeah, man, it's been crazy. You know, we've had a lot of success with our last two singles, and it's about getting out there and playing it for the people. We're excited to come back.
Well, it's cool. I mean, speaking of singles, with Lonely Drum and the video being playing for people too, like I have to think that when you see, especially when you're playing live and you see people singing your music, how does that make you feel? And can you think, like, what was that first time when you heard somebody singing back your songs? What was that like?
Well, I mean, it's hard to explain. It's years and years and years of writing songs and playing shows and traveling across just to try and get to so you get to that point. I think that's kind of like, kind of one of the points that you want to get to. And the first time I heard my song being sung back to me was at Calgary Stampede this year, and they were all singing "Woman in Love" back to me, and it's a complete game changer, and I think it's kind of like a milestone, in probably any artist's career, but certainly for mine, it brings a whole nother level to why you do what you do. So
goosebumps.
Yeah.
Like call me a softie. Like I get goosebumps when somebody's just telling me good news, but like I'm not singing in front of thousands of people either. So when you're playing on Saturday night, 6:30 main stage, do you have do you still have folks up in Spirit River? Are they making what is that, like a 12-hour drive down Highway 97?
I don't know about that. We're actually doing a show in Spirit River the weekend after, I believe. So that's pretty exciting. But we've got a lot of I've got some family in BC and stuff like that, and I know everybody's really excited, and I can't wait. We played Merritt, last year, and we had such a great time, but we only really had, knock on wood out, and, and as well as that song did, it didn't reach the level of, Woman in Love or Lonely Drum, so.
For sure.
So it's going to be a completely different thing, and, it's crazy to think that people, now know my name and know some of my songs. It's, it makes every gig like just 10 times more amazing.
Well, what about those songs like in your history too, like where you started singing because you got that karaoke machine, and like what were those first songs that you were singing for karaoke? I mean, I'll do it on a Friday night, and my the afternoon host Jesse is always hanging out at the karaoke bar, but we're not hitting any stages. So what are you practicing on?
Well, when I was younger, I mean, I used to sing a lot of I can't even, like a lot of Brian White. And, I mean, I started when I was 12, and I had an older sister, so I was always like, she was always buying her favorite records, and I would just like listen to those. And,
right.
I
in the basement.
Still in the basement, yeah, exactly, and. Those are some of my best memories, and I think that's kind of where, my family was always like huge country music fans, and they all played guitar and they all sang around the campfire, and that's kind of that's where I learned, my love for country music. And
well, it seeps into your music too, because even in Lonely Drum, you sing about singing karaoke.
Exactly.
When you've got, I mean, you said that was 12 years ago, or when you were 12 years old, and does it feel? I was going to say that. Does it feel strange to be nominated for a Rising Star Award for the CCMAs? Like, you think Rising Stars, for little, people that are teenagers, but it just shows like no matter how much work you put into it, it still becomes a reality for Rising Star. What was your feeling when you heard that news?
It's pretty incredible. I think like one of the things, that was always one of the, I watched the CCMAs growing up, every year, now like 20 years. So it's probably more than that. And so I think, It's really incredible to think, like, I've been at it for a very long time, and I think you put so much work into it. Like, music just has become my way of life, and I've been very lucky to be able to write songs every day and get a paycheck for that. And I think so. I had to work very hard to get where I'm at. So there's a part of it that's like, holy, like it's like pretty eye opening. But then there's a part that's like, well, I'm glad.
Yeah.
I'm glad I'm at where I'm at because it's just the amount of work that you put in, and it just goes to show you, and I always try to tell people, like, if they have a dream, God puts on their heart, if I can do it, some, ADD, half deaf kid from Spirit River, Alberta, then anybody can. So I think that's like the message that I try and give to the world. But it's incredible. Like, I mean, I think anytime you're up for an award, it's and especially award at the CCMAs, and I'm proud to be a Canadian, and I'm always waving my Canadian flag down here. So it's a really, really cool thing to be a part of. I can't wait to be there. I don't need to win it. I just I just want to just the fact that the camera will pan over to my face will be really cool. So
Sure, yeah.
I'm just happy to be a part of it.
That's cool, yeah. I'm talking to Aaron Goodvin, who's playing Saturday night at Rockin River. And it was just your birthday last week. Happy belated birthday, by the way.
Thank you very much.
Did you have one of those, like, moments where you look in the mirror? Like, was this one of the good ones?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I honestly think, like, my 30s have been, the best years of my life so far. I got married last summer, and that was something that, doing what I do, you never know if you're going to find somebody who gets it, and
right.
To spend your life with, So I've been very lucky to find that, and and it's just life. Life just seems to keep getting better. I hope it still does,
Yeah, well, absolutely. And I mean, speaking about life getting better, hitting the main stage on Saturday nights for Rockin River Music Fest. Who are you most excited to see before I let you go? I want to ask you that.
Well, I mean, we're there Saturday. I think the band Perry plays that night.
Yeah.
I love those guys, and I know Brett's after me. Brett's my label mate, and I've known him for years. We just did a show with him last weekend here, so yeah, he always puts on a great show. And the couple guys in his band were in my first band, so it's kind of amazing how all that kind of stuff comes full circle. And
you stick together.
It's cool. Yeah, it's a cool time. It's a cool time for all of us, and I think I think back to the days when we were rehearsing in the basement, for shows, and it's crazy how far we have all come, and that we've kind of reached the top, so it's not easy to do, so it's a pretty amazing thing.
Well, Aaron, before I let you go here, one more question about how crazy was Nashville during those playoffs?
Oh my gosh. It was unreal.
Like, are you an Oilers fan?
I do. I am an Oilers fan, but I've been a Preds fan, since I started making trips down here years and years ago, and so they didn't really have any like real hockey fans.
Right.
So I felt like I needed to hop in there, and I was basically going to games and explaining the game to everybody. But
sure, yeah. What's the blue line?
But one of the coolest things to see, like honestly, the coolest thing is like this Nashville has become a hockey town. Not even just from that run, but even the past couple years, and it's always like really cool to be a part of it, and to live in a city that goes for the Stanley Cup. I mean, I think I don't think it matters who's in the Stanley Cup. When any team has a run, you find a lot of people rallying, but it really kind of has become a hockey town. So it's really cool to see and be a part of that. And yeah, it was not. We had CMA Fest down here on Game 6 or whatever that was, and so it was crazy. I mean, between like all these 250,000 country fans and all these hockey fans, and it was awesome. It was a really, really cool thing.
Well, I mean, and it's the same sort of thing with like whenever you're just being surrounded by thousands of people that are all doing the same thing, that they're into the same thing that you are too. So it's just so easy to jump feet first into that kind of thing. So I really, I'm looking forward to this weekend. We're all excited. We're gearing up for it to see on Saturday night. So I'll let you go at this point. But a reminder to the listener, Aaron Goodvin's hitting the stage 6:30 Saturday night, hitting the main stage. Aaron, thanks so much for calling me in today.
Thank you so much for having me, man. And we can't wait to come out. We're super excited. We we're gonna bring a great show, and I can't. Is it Saturday yet? Come on, let's do this. We fly in. I believe we fly in Friday night, and we'll get there Saturday. So
beautiful. All right. Well, have a safe trip down here, and we're looking forward to seeing you on Saturday, Aaron.
Thank you so much, bud. We'll talk to you soon.
All right.